Magandang Umaga, Magandang Araw, Magandang Gabi. Hello Internet Kaibigans! Ako po si Rachel, your favorite FILAM Fangirl. Today we are going to be talking about why I am doing this whole series. I kind of touched on this in the first video of why I'm doing it. But today we're going to go deep into it so you understand where I'm coming from. And it's basically kind of like a little story time and all that fun stuff. The top reason why I'm doing all of this is to learn about my heritage and my Filipino culture. I have grown up in the American culture. It is my first and foremost culture that I know the most. But with the Filipino culture, it's something that I have never really had the chance to dive into. I feel like this happens with more second generation immigrated families, but in my case, I'm first generation and it still happened to me. I felt like I had to learn everything American and just not embrace any of my Filipino culture so that I can be fully indoctrinated, so that I could be fully immersed in just the American culture. I feel like my parents did this because they thought it was what was best for me at the time, which all in all, I'm just gonna say now, I would not change any of my experiences the way it happened or anything like that for anything. If it happened differently and I learned Tagalog, I don't know, if any little thing happened differently, I feel like I wouldn't have been the English major that I graduated as. I feel like I wouldn't like writing as much as I do because I don't know. Like everything just would have been different if something changed in my past. So I would rather not change any of it. I'm very happy with how I grew up and everything. And I'm happy with how I'm dealing with learning about my culture now. But taking it back, now getting like really serious and really personal.
Confession time.
I actually used to hate my Filipino culture. And I know hate is a strong word, but I really did hate it because growing up, people told me things like,
"You're not Filipino enough,"
or something to that effect that would just discourage me from wanting to even learn about my Filipino culture. First, I would be judged for not being Filipino enough. Second, I would be judged for being too dark for a Filipino, too something, or not enough to be something Filipino. And it was just so frustrating to me. I don't know if it's just because of the community that I grew up in, or it's because of the fact that I moved different places. All throughout junior high, it was only 2% Filipino. I mean, those people, like the 2% and stuff like that, they weren't the ones who like said that stuff to me. It was more when I encountered people in Filipino events, or like I would encounter distant family members. They would just shun me for not knowing Tagalog. Like, I'm sorry, I never grew up learning it. I'm learning it now, but I'm just saying, when I was growing up, I'm just like this little girl, and people were saying things like, they would say something in Tagalog, which along the lines, even if you're not saying something, your body language speaks louder than words, and I knew for a fact that these people were saying,
"Why didn't her mom teach her?"
or
"Why doesn't she know that she's not really Filipino?"
Like, how can you? Ugh, that makes me so mad. When you say that to even little kids, it just like makes them not want to learn even more. At least that was my case. You wouldn't go to a person of German descent if they don't know German and be like, "Oh, you're not German enough." I would never say that to anyone. We live in a mixing pot. This is the United States where everyone immigrated from everywhere, and sometimes we just grow up learning English. So I respect everyone's culture. I respect the way people grow up, and as long as you're not closed-minded and arrogant about it, I have no qualms with that. Okay, let me just that was the big reason why I stayed away from the Filipino culture as I was growing up. And it was only till high school when I joined Filipino Club, the hip-hop dance crew at high school. My sophomore year, we had, oh my gosh, I'm blanking out. We had PCN, which is Filipino Culture Night, and it was so fun. I enjoyed it and everything, but there were still those situations, not in the club not necessarily, because most everyone in the club were straight FILAM like me, but a lot of them knew or understood Tagalog, not like me. Okay, where am I going with this? Back to it though, I dealt with Filipino mommies. My mom never did this to anyone, but like I dealt with Filipino mommies who like picked on me when I was trying to learn about the culture, and they would just have that attitude like,
You don't know?
ugh. Just instances like that. Ugh, so annoying. But that was when I was younger. High school was fun. My friends made learning the culture fun. And then ironically, the one girl who was the most Americanized girl became co-president with my best friend, who's my best friend to this day, Stephanie. And I'm so grateful for that because it was just like, yeah. Throughout college, when I was at Long Beach, I tried joining the Filipino club. That was like very minimal because I was so consumed with other things and consumed with graduating at Long Beach that I just whoop forward to now, me as an adult. Just last year I graduated and my life was blessed with an amazing show called On the Wings of Love. I mentioned this before that show is the reason why I was inspired to learn Tagalog, but I didn't talk about why I was inspired by the story itself. On the Wings of Love is set in San Francisco. Hey, I'm from California. That was already like, I get you. The show itself taught me about OFWs, which is overseas Filipino workers, and just like the hardships of what people have to go through when they try to come to the States. That show made me appreciate what people have to do to get here, like what my parents had to do to get here. And then after that, it was just like a snowball effect of just wanting to learn more and then talking to my grandparents about what they did. I found out that my grandpa, when he was trying to immigrate here, he actually went to Canada first and then down to New York. From there he went to Seattle, to Oregon, and then somehow he ended up on the beautiful island of Hawaii. My paternal grandfather's story is crazy. I could have been Canadian, but I'm not. I grew up here. I wouldn't have even been born. My mom and dad had met in Hawaii. Oh my gosh. Just everything that I learned from On the Wings of Love really interested me in it. And it was something that I could relate to because James Reed's character is Americanized. It made me feel like, oh, okay, there's people still struggling with Tagalog. I can learn too. Overall, long story short, now that I'm older, I have come to learn to really embrace and take in the Filipino culture. And I'm so glad. I mean, it's better late than never, right? To every single person, and it's a lot of them, every single person who told me or made me feel like I wasn't Filipino enough, you can suck it. Because I'm not listening to you anymore. My blood is Filipino. My ancestors are Filipino. Some Spanish, maybe some Japanese, maybe some Chinese, maybe some other kind of Europeans. Honestly, the Filipinos were invaded by so many people. But my blood is Filipino and I am Filipino. Okay? So don't tell me I'm not Filipino enough. Okay? I may have grown up in a different culture, but that doesn't make me any less Filipino. It doesn't make sense. Back to the question, all in all, why am I doing this? I am doing this for me. I'm also doing this so that I can document my journey and hopefully inspire someone who has been in my position before, who somehow felt discouraged before or grew up in a place where there's not many Filipinos and you feel like you're so different and people are like bullying you and teasing you. Yeah, this is for you. And I know there's people out there because from sharing on social media like Twitter and Instagram, mostly Twitter, it's amazing to see how many people around the world are actually going through what I'm going through. You may not be raised in America, but you could be Filipino raised in Canada, or Filipino raised in Latin America, or Filipino raised in South America, Africa, Europe, Australia. There's a lot of Filipinos in Australia. Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, China. I'm looking at my map right now. Yeah, so it could be any country in the world, anywhere you may be, this one is for you. I'm telling you now, you are Filipino enough. Wherever you are, whatever you've been through, or however many years you have lived, I wholeheartedly believe that it's never too late to learn about your culture, and that's basically what I'm doing. So yeah, comment below where you're from. I would love to know what countries and what cities and what places you're all from, because it's amazing. Like the internet, like the world is this big, and the internet makes the world like tiny. Like it's so cool because I have Filipino friends, or not even just Filipino, like I don't limit it to just Filipino, okay guys? Like I have friends from around the world because of the internet, because of my blogging, because of YouTube. Comment below what country you're from. You don't have to be Filipino. Big note here, this may be a FILAM Fangirl series, but anyone who's willing to learn about this culture, or just anyone, is welcome here. It's not like you're not Filipino, you're not allowed here. I ain't about that. You are all welcome here. Subscribe, find that button somewhere. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for another episode. I love these talks. It's a great way for me to just like get everything off my chest and maybe hopefully connect with a lot of you. Salamat for staying till the end. Love you all. Bye! Tapos